Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is surely a beautiful day, a great day to celebrate affordable housing, a beautiful, wonderful afternoon made even more beautiful by the idea that is the Florence Mills apartments. A big thank you, of course, to our talented young musicians. Nice job. We appreciate that. My name is Rick Garcia. I'm your MC for this event today, and we have a couple of housekeeping items, of course, that we naturally need to go over. There are restrooms behind me here and to my left for your use if you need them. Also, we do have some water available. If you've been vaccinated, these are the lines now you're going to know going forward. If you've been vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. However, if you're not, or if you choose to wear a mask, you're welcome to. And if you need masks, we have some at the registration table out front. We have a great program lined up for you today. I would like to start by acknowledging a few special guests who are joining us here today. Councilmember Curren Price, representing the new 9th Council District. Good to have you here. Representing Councilwoman Lucille Roybal Allard, Kimberly Tachiki Chin is here. Thank you, Kimberly. Representing Senator Sidney Kamlager is Joseph Soroki. Thank you, Joseph. Good to see you. And we also, do we have a representative, I believe, from Reggie Jones Sawyer office? All right, we are here to commemorate the opening and ribbon cutting of Hollywood Community Housing's newest affordable housing project. It's known as the Florence Mills Apartments. And projects like these require a bold vision and purpose to serve those who need housing the most. Hollywood Community Housing has that visionary leader with their executive director, Sarah Letts. And Sarah's going to walk us through the project and provide us some background information. Sarah?
Thank you all, really, for joining us today to extend a warm welcome to the new residents of Florence Mills and then also to the Young Musicians Foundation. So I do have to thank the councilman. It was a long journey to get here, and about 10 years actually between buying up all the properties and getting the building built. And so I want to thank the Councilman Price and your entire staff. You've been such a great leader and so supportive for all these years. So I really do want to thank you again with a round of applause to the councilman. Yep. And I also want to thank the stakeholders, residents, neighbors, and business leaders who are joining us here today. We really appreciate your participation, and also we're so thrilled to be here in the neighborhood. So as we officially celebrate that almost 74 families and individuals now have a new home at Florence Mills, I want to begin by acknowledging the name of the building and the two beautiful murals by a local artist named Maisha. About 100 years ago, a brilliant young jazz musician named Florence Mills would travel from her home in New York, and she would perform at a theater that once stood on this site. And it's for that reason that we decided we wanted to pay homage to Florence Mills. She died at a young age. There's no known recordings of her voice, but she was incredibly talented. And so we wanted people to remember her. So that's why we named the building after Florence Mills. And the second way we honor her is the murals outside are images of Florence Mills. And what we really want is for anybody who lives here, who walks by, who drives by, to just look up and wonder, who is that and what's the story? So we have these two murals of Florence Mills because we want the public to know who she was and what she stood for. And then the third way we're honoring her memory, and this is just sort of a lucky connection that was made, but the third way we're going to honor Florence Mills is through music. And that's why we're so excited to welcome the Young Musicians Foundation to this. It's going to be a really dynamic space. I hope you guys have looked at some of the images created by Stainer Architects. Their representatives are here today, but it's going to be a really incredible space. And one of the wonderful benefits is they are going to provide free music instruction, free performances, free programming to all of the residents here. And we also own the building across the street. And so they're also going to provide free music instruction to all the residents who live at Paul Williams Apartments across the street, which is really incredible. So I just want to comment that, this building provides really beautiful new homes. It's a rental home, but it's a home. And so they provide beautiful homes for each family living here. But also there's lots of shared spaces. There's a playground that you'll see when you tour the property, and community rooms, and then offices for our supportive services staff. So I need to acknowledge some of the people who were really instrumental in creating this incredible building. So from the architecture firm Killefer Fleming, we have Lise, Chad, Andrea, and Morgan. And I want to say it was their genius idea to create the 3-story blank spaces that was basically the palette for creating the murals. So it was really their idea to create these incredible murals. So shout out to the architects for their great work. Shelly Collier is our environmental sustainability consultant. And because of her special expertise, we're really pleased to announce that this building was LEED certified earlier this month as LEED Platinum, which is the highest level of environmental sustainability. So it's really important that we've created a new building that is not only better for the environment, but it's healthier for the people who are going to live here and the people who are going to work here. So we really want to thank Shelly and really pleased that she got us to LEED Platinum certification. From Walton Construction, we have Joe, Ricardo, and Jason. And I would like to comment that throughout the pandemic, they kept everything going, and people earned a living wage. So people had jobs throughout the pandemic, and they were living wage jobs. They earned prevailing wages, and so it's really incredible that we were able to boost the economy in some ways by all the people that were employed by Walton and their subcontractors. And then, which is fantastic. Thank you. So we had AMJ Construction was our construction management company, and Richard Cardoza was the accessibility consultant. So it's a very accessible building. So if vision, hearing, or mobility impairment, there are units and lots of spaces for you that have been specially designed to make sure this building is as accessible as possible. Our service partner is Housing Works. We've also worked with the Veterans Administration to help the homeless veterans who have moved in and will be moving in to our unit set aside for homeless veterans. The Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, and also people from the county. They have the coordinated entry system. And so those group of people have been really instrumental in helping us to lease the 19 apartments that are reserved for people experiencing homelessness. Quickly, I'll go through our financing partners. It's a long list. It takes a village to finance buildings like this. Low Income Investment Fund, City Community Capital, National Equity Fund, the State of California, the city's Housing Department, Home Depot Foundation, Union Bank, the Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco, and HUD and the Housing Authority. So everybody came together to help finance this building. And I'm going to wrap up by just saying, actually, there's another group I need to thank. So the Lee Andrews Group really was great in terms of helping us to pull this event together today. So Lee Andrews Group, we've got Stephanie, who's the head of the company, Ricardo, Joey, Alan, Aria, Josh, and Rick, our MC. So I really appreciate that they've pulled together such a lovely event today. And our staff. So the staff of HCHC, this again took about 10 years to pull together. So Victoria and Senna and Eleanor Atkins are from our Housing Development Department, and they'll be leading tours later. We have our asset management team. Big shout out to that team. So it's Malin, Dawn, and Christopher. And then we have our partner in Barker Management that were instrumental. We received almost 4,000 applications. 4,000 people applied because they wanted to live here. So the Barker management team is Paula, Annalou, Vince, JC, and Mai. They help to lease up the building, and that's really where all that matters is getting people into quality, affordable housing. So I apologize if I forgot any person or organization, but please know that I'm very grateful for everybody in this room and for everybody who contributed to making this building a reality. So thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We appreciate all the incredible efforts and hard work you put into projects like these that are so important. And I know some of you may be excited to tour the building. And as Sarah mentioned, there will be some tours later on, and we'll tell you how to go about doing that. Well, we have a lot of important people here today who, without them, this project would be a very difficult project to make happen. I'm honored now to introduce our next speaker, Councilmember Curren Price. Councilmember Price has been dedicated to public service since 1993. He has served on the Inglewood City Council and the State Assembly and Senate and was elected to represent the new 9th Council District in 2013 and was overwhelmingly reelected in 2017. Since being elected to represent the new 9th, Councilmember Price has been focused on building a more thriving future for local families, which includes economic growth and opportunity, increasing affordable housing, working to reduce homelessness, and defending the rights of immigrants. He has led a renaissance that we are experiencing in the new 9th, and now we are happy to partner with him on that endeavor. Join me in welcoming Councilmember Curren Price.
Thank you, Rick. You are the right MC for the moment, I tell you. And you're getting us through a very exciting time. Hello, folks. Welcome to the new 9th. Yeah. Give yourselves a hand. I just want to, first of all, thank you, Rick, for your kind introduction. And just congratulations to you and to the Hollywood Housing team. I tell you, you really have done it again. Special shout out, of course, to our chair that we're going to be hearing from, Jerry Newman. It really underscores, I think, the commitment that the organization has. Sarah mentioned, the length of time that it took to make this project happen. But it also happened because Hollywood Housing had a commitment. They had a vision. And they were willing to do what was necessary to make the project successful. And so we're just so very, very happy. And of course, this is the second project that Hollywood Housing has completed right here in District 9. We referenced the Paul Williams apartments right next door. And this becomes a real creative complex, doesn't it? An exciting complex right here on Central Avenue. As was mentioned earlier, we're celebrating the extraordinary legacy of a jazz musician, Florence Mills, who performed at a venue here and up and down Central Avenue almost 100 years ago. And she was, although there are no known recordings of her, all of the literature suggests that she was really a ambassador of goodwill. She traveled not just through the LA area, California, but traveled overseas as well. And many nicknamed her the Queen of Happy, because she was always so positive, so uplifting. And I think that certainly is characteristic of the project that we have here. The signature event here right on Central Avenue, as you all know, is the Central Avenue Jazz Fest, and which makes the involvement and participation of the Young Musicians Foundations here even more meaningful, even more special. And so we look forward again to a long relationship benefiting not only the students, the residents, but the community as large. It's fitting that this building not only carry her namesake, but the murals with her likeness dedicated, again, paying tribute to her advocacy towards equality and fighting for human rights. And so we know this is really going to become a landmark in a very short period of time. It's in her spirit that we work towards combating the humanitarian crisis of homelessness in our community. And so here at CD9, we're committed to addressing the housing needs of low-income and homeless individuals, and we're excited that this project is going to be able to accommodate both. Completion of Florence Mills is going to add to a growing number of affordable housing units that I've approved here in CD9 just within the past several years. In fact, there are over 2,400 units in the pipeline now. And again, this is affordable and housing for our homeless neighbors. And I'm just so proud that it's going to provide a place in our community to be home. We know that we worked closely with Hollywood Housing, making sure that we recruited and identified local folks in the area to be residents here because it's so important. This project has a significant number of tenants, again, that come from the area, and that was certainly important. And we look forward to the additional opportunities with Hollywood Housing to do other projects, similar projects in our community. So again, I'd like to welcome our new neighbors to your home here in the New Ninth. And we have special packages for you, special welcoming packages for you that we're going to be presenting a bit later. But again, if you need anything, don't hesitate to contact the council office. You know, we are just right down the street on 43rd and Central. And so we're here to serve, here to assist, here to be your advocates whenever it's necessary. And again, I think it's significant that Hollywood Housing was able to recruit the young musicians to be a part of this project. Again, not just filling this space, but really continuing on with a legacy of music, of service, of activism. And so we are just so very, very excited. This is a very special place, and it's a special time. And this project is uniquely located along a corridor of Central Avenue that is so very, very important and so historic. In fact, several months ago, we initiated an Angels Walk Central Avenue that highlights the kiosks you see from actually starting at Washington all the way to Vernon, identifying organizations, activities, restaurants, clubs, programs that were really instrumental, not just in the past, but currently on Central Avenue. And so this location was certainly going to be a part of that. So we just know how important projects like this are, sets the tone, lets folks know that we do care, that we are concerned about quality of life, and making sure that we have resources available to serve a community in need. But at this time, I'd like to ask representatives from the young musicians to come up and receive a special honor. And again, this is a real collaborative effort. And so I know that there are many members in the foundation. I'm going to just make some presentations here. I don't have the benefit of any order. Yes. Let's get the musicians up. You see, very nice certificate, suitable for framing. And they read, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we are honored by your participation in the Florence Mills housewarming celebration. The contribution you have made with the Young Musicians Foundation's Community Music Academy, Harp Ensemble, helped to inspire us all. I offer my sincerest gratitude and deep appreciation to you for making this grand opening a success. And we've got Brianna Reyes. Is Brianna with us? Okay. Chilali Hernandez. Let's present them all. Carla Mendoza. Lisa Wallace. Lisa, that here. Zoe. Liza, I'm sorry, come on in. Zoe Paloma. And Aline Mendoza. Is Aline here? And Brianna Reyes, not here today. Let's again give our ensemble a let's get the record in here as well.
So, sir.
Well,
Thank you very much, Councilmember Price. Kimberly Tachiki Chen, would you come on up, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I really am honored to be here to represent Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard. Normally, I wouldn't be here. It would be my colleague, but she's off today, who covers South LA, but I do housing for the Congresswoman. So I was actually really excited to come and see this project because I always like to see the different kinds of projects that people are building in our community. So this is great for me. Sorry that Cynthia, she's going to miss out, but oh well. But this is really exciting for me on another topic because when I was in elementary and we used to call it junior high school back in the day, and now it's called middle school. I actually played the flute. And so I started when I was elementary school and in middle school. And if some of you will remember back in the day as well, LAUSD used to be like just area 1, area 2, area 3, and then they changed it to area A, area B, area C, area D. And my school was in area D, my middle school. And so one of my claims to fame is that because I played the flute, I was selected to be in the area D orchestra one year and band the next year. And so, when you're in the band, right, there's a lot of woodwind instruments, which I don't see here. But so I was one of 15 or 16 flutists. But the next year when it was the orchestra, you don't have as many. And luckily I was chosen to be one of 4 flutists who got to play. And so I was number 3, third chair. But it was, as I look back on that, it was so exciting for me because we actually got to play in the music center. And so how many people, today, I'm sure kids from the other areas, but I always look back on that like it was such an honor to be selected to play in those orchestra and band. And so it's something I hope that these young people get to experience one day, that they can say that they played in this hall or this concert hall, or they played in front of these many people. I mean, for our concert it was just parents. But still to be able to say that you played in the music center, to me is something that I will always cherish. So I want to thank the young musicians Foundation for being here, because having music in children's lives is so important. It just stimulates a different part of your mind. And what's really nice is that sometimes when I go to concerts or I go to operas or plays or whatever, you recognize the music. It's not something that's foreign to you. You actually recognize the music because you played it with your music groups. So to the young musicians here, keep it up. Don't let anybody deter you. If it's something that you really want to do, keep up playing your instrument, because it'll pay off someday. You never know when, but please keep it up. And I know I've talked longer than I thought I would, but all these things just started bringing memories back for me. So, on behalf of the Congresswoman, we're very proud to be here, and we're very happy that the federal government played a part in this. I want to thank you for providing housing for our veterans, because they are veterans. They're not homeless veterans. They will be veterans who have a home. So thank you so much, because that really means a lot to us. And so I have 3 certificates here today. One is to the Hollywood Community Housing Corporation. Thank you so much for all that you've done for this project.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think we can still shake hands, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I have one for the Young Musicians Foundation. And then last, just to commemorate the day for the building, I think a lot of times it's always great to have the groups, but also just for the building to be recognized. And so we did win for the Florence Mills Apartments. So I don't know who's going to accept that. Oh. Congratulations. Oh. Thank you very much, and congratulations to everybody.
Now we'd like to invite up Joseph Soroki.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Joseph Soroki. I'm here from Senator Kamlager's office. I'm the district rep for South Central, all of downtown LA, so please reach out to me if you need help with EDD or Caltrans. But I'm here representing the office. I did one certificate, sorry, to the Young Musicians Foundation. I didn't get a chance. But here for the Hollywood Community Housing Corporation, so. You want to hold it?
Thank you.
So again, thank you everyone for being here. Hopefully the council member can go ahead and do some more reforms to our permitting process so we can provide more low-income units, moderate income. This is what the city needs to tackle our affordability crisis. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for all of you who presented certificates today. That's much appreciated. I'm told another very important person on this project, Maisha, where are you? Maisha Arellano. I hope I can. There you are. Maisha is the very talented artist who created the mural that you see on the outside of the building. And yeah. And she had to do that with some obstacles. I mean, they put her up on a platform up there, and those of us at Leander's group who were really interested in her story, we put a microphone on her, and we put cameras on paintbrushes, and we did everything we could to get in the way. And she was such a great sport. And we did get in the way, didn't we? A little bit. But we want to acknowledge her one more time, because that Florence Mills mural is just an incredible piece of artwork and a great inspiration. Thank you, Maisha. I would like now to introduce some of our new residents of the new 9th Council District. First, we'd like to invite up Mr. Alvin Keller. Mr. Keller, you ready to come on up and say hello? Mr. Keller is going to tell us a little bit about himself, how he got here, and we also want to thank him up front for his service as a veteran of these United States.
First of all, I want to say God is good, and it's good to see everybody here. It's been a rough year. 2020 was rough. I mean, to get displaced from one place and then not knowing if you're going to have any place else to go. I want to thank all the staff and everybody that's involved, especially Hollywood Housing. When I heard 4,000 people, I said, you selected me. That was a blessing. I started my journey with PATH and BASH Foundation. I went from, they told me 3 months. Well, COVID hit. That was February of last year, and here I am now. I went from motel to motel to motel to motel, and all along I said, God, it's in your hands. Finally, I got a phone call. Florence Mills wants you. I'm like, Florence Mills, I heard that somewhere before. Florence Mills. And it's amazing how little bitty kids, I have a niece, she's only 10. You don't know who Florence Mills is? I'm saying, you do? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So she explained it to me. And it's just a blessing to be here, to be thought about. The staff here is something incredible. When I got here, they would not let me do nothing. I couldn't pick up a bag. I couldn't pick up this. No, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's good to have people that care more about people than their jobs. It's good to have that. It really is. It really is. It's good to see that people have more compassion now. I believe that this community here, especially this building, I love my unit. I'm sitting out on my balcony. I got a ceiling fan. I'm living what they call the life of Riley, but I'm also being grateful and humble for those who chose me, for those who had the courage to say, hey, let's get him. He'll be an asset to the community. I hope every one of our new tenants understand that this is a brand new building. We need to keep it that way. Let's pick up the trash. If you see something that's not right, please say something. Don't let it go to waste, because walking down the hall and you see a piece of paper, pick it up. You live here. This is our community. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it safe. God bless you. And if ain't nobody told any of you today that they love that anybody that loves you, I love you and God love you. Continue to have a blessed day.
I had a bit of an opportunity to get to know Mr. Keller. We had a chat before today's activities, and I just want you to share real quickly the story you told me about how people will talk to you now. People, would you stand over by the microphone and tell us how?
There's a difference between an epidemic and a pandemic. I believe, and it's just my belief, that God allowed this pandemic to happen because we're not treating each other right. We're not saying good morning. We're not saying how you're doing. We're not saying hello. We're not saying can we help you. But now, as the pandemic is slowly getting away, I see more people saying, hi, how you doing? God bless you. Have a blessed day. We need more of that. We need more of that. It's not about the color of your skin. You know, they say Black lives matter. No, all lives matter. It doesn't make a difference about color, because guess what? If I cut anybody in this room and cut myself, you better bleed red blood. Because if you're not, you're an alien. But the color of your skin makes no difference. We need to come more together and be more mindful of each other. Be more compassionate of each other. Say hi. If you see somebody that's down, say, hello, how you doing? Is there something I can do? Is there somewhere I go? My door, I live at 312. You can always, if I got a cup of sugar, if I got a hot dog or whatever, you're welcome to knock on it. You're welcome to knock on it. But we need to start really pulling together as human beings. Not Hispanic, not black, not white, okay? Not German, not Japanese. Human beings. Just be human. Have compassion.
Mr. Alvin Keller, thank you again for your service, sir. We appreciate that. I'd like to welcome up now Theresa Woodard. Theresa?
Hi, my name is Theresa Woodard, and they sometimes call me Terry, and I've been in South Los Angeles all my life, and I was in the other end of Central on 41st and Central. We had a church there, Feed My Sheep, and we stayed there about 3 years. Put an application in here.
You're doing great. We just want to see how lovely you are.
Put the application in, and they said it was going to be a long wait, which was about, I say 3 years we waited. And there was a long list. And I got my help with me, my support. My sister, Mary Woodard, right there, stand up, and Minister Joe Brown. They blessed and helped me and gave me support I needed and prayed and gave me hope where didn't seem like no hope. But I just went through a lot. And I said, there's a lot of people on that list. She says, what do you think? I said, I don't know. I said, you think I'll get picked? And she goes, I don't know. It's a lot. I said, well, we pray on the phone, we talk, and I asked her, you heard anybody? I gave her an emergency number, everything. But she was always there for me, and God was too. And I prayed, and I asked God, I said, I need to get out of here and get in there. But I stayed in a mobile home with Minister Joe Brown with Feed My Sheep Ministries, and the mobile home got burnt down. I lost everything. And I bought a picture of the mobile home when it burnt down. This is what it looked like. The police came that morning. I was going to stay there that night. And Minister said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. I felt funny. I said, I'm going to come around there and stay there. He said, you're going to have to sleep on the pews. I said, doesn't matter. So I stepped on the pews. He said, what's wrong? I said, I just feel something is wrong. About 6, 7 o'clock that morning, the police knocked on the door and told us our mobile home, well, his mobile home, was burnt down. And I said, well, maybe part of it. He said, no, all of it. And I'm not smiling today because I lost my teeth in there. But I thank God that I didn't stay that night because I lost my life. And I thank God I chose to go to the church. And Mr. Minister has been in my life for a while. He has helped me. He has prayed with me. And he said, don't give up. So I like to give up. And I said, they haven't called. I said, what do we do? He said, we're going to have to stay here. So there wasn't room to even to stay there. We didn't have a shower. There wasn't a shower there. It was just for the church, to go wash your hands, use the restroom and all that. but we end up had to stay there. There was no shower, but you know how to camouflage things and make it look like it's this and that? But that's what I did. I said, I'm going to have to do a little camouflage in here. He said, do what you have to do. So I camouflaged a lot of things in there. I had no kitchen and I had no shower. And that was the worst thing there was. But I made it through that. A sink was there. You can put a thing on it and shower and whatever. And there's a hose. You couldn't even use the hose. Couldn't even go out the back door to put trash out. And he said, what's the matter? I said, there's a lot wrong here, you know. He said, well, it's the best. It's for the church. I said, I understand that. I said, but, well, I'm waiting on the application. So he said, so what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I just have to wait. So he put one in. And so we messed around there, and the church was giving out stuff for people, helping other folks, and selling clothes and giving out clothes, feeding the homeless, just doing a lot of things for the people. And my sister, she was a lot of help to me. And I'm surprised today. She bought me a blouse today. She's always bringing me clothes. She said, you lost a lot. I said, you know, clothes is all right, but my life meant a lot. And she said, what are you going to do about the place? I said, I haven't heard anything. So you're still there? I said, yes, I'm still here, still sitting here. But I did a lot of work and stuff, helping the people out much as I could. And some things that I couldn't use, I gave to people that can use it. But I still think God, the high power that got me here. And when she called, Paul, I believe, called me and told me I had a place here. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, please, that just be no one playing a prank on me. So it wasn't a prank. She says, come over to this address here. And minister said, you want to go? I said, yeah. I went over there. And we both got in. I was surprised and shocked. But just COVID-19 stepped in, and it kind of helped things up a little bit. But I still was holding on. She said, if you just put down a down payment or a security deposit, it'll secure your place. I said, you're kidding me. She said, no. She said, what were you paying over there? I was paying $13.50 and $100 a week for trash to be taken away with no trash ban, no nothing. And it got kind of hectic. But when this place came through, I wanted to see what it looked like. She said, well, we're going to have a day for that. I said, well, how long? She said, I don't know how long. And he said, why are you worried about what it looked like? I said, I don't know. I just wanted to see. I said, so I had a catalog, and I started ordering stuff and buying stuff. He said, why would you buy all that and you don't know if you're going to use it? I said, this stuff is usable. So it's now in my kitchen that I have, and the kitchen I didn't have, and the bathroom I didn't have. And I've got it together. And I thank God that it chose me, and minister needed a place, so he got the other room. So we're back in my life, and he's going to stay in my life. So God's been good to him, and he's been good to me. My sister's been good to me. Florence Mills been good to me. And I thank all of you for what you've done. God is good. God is great.
That's not so hard, is it?
No.
Thank you so much. How about another hand for Theresa Woodard, Mr. Alvin Keller. Thank you for sharing your stories. This was not easy for them to get up in front of a bunch of people. It's not easy for most people to do that, and so we're so grateful that you shared your story with us. All right. Now we would like to introduce Hollywood Community Housing's chairman of the board, Mr. Jerry Newman.
Thank you, Rick. Hard to follow stories of hope like that. Ms. Woodard, Mr. Keller, thank you so much for trusting your lives with us and allowing us to serve you, because that is what we do at Hollywood Community Housing. We're here to serve those people who are in need and make a difference in their lives. And hopefully, through this effort that we have and through this building and property we're providing, we're going to make differences in your lives and every one of the residents that live here. Taking a word from Mr. Keller, Good morning, actually, good afternoon, everybody. Please say hello to each other and say hello to me, and I appreciate it because it is not often that we've had the opportunity to get together in person, and I think it's amazing that we now have gotten to the point that I don't have to look at you in a 2-inch screen. So thank you all for being here. The message, yeah, there you go. So good morning. Thank you. All right. So Hollywood Community Housing is an organization dedicated to the betterment of communities. At its very heart, we expand from El Monte, from Hollywood to El Monte, and now to South LA, the heartbeat of our city. Recognizing that this place is a special place and the engagement within this community is very important. In fact, community is, while literally, it is also figuratively our middle name, because community is the essence of every one of our efforts. We have 2 missions: build quality housing for those who need it, and engage in the community and make a difference. And we think that this place hopefully does both of that. Realizing on the legacy of Florence Mills, understanding the gift and commitment she made to not just this community, but communities across the country in her efforts, and recognizing that effort as a stalwart part of who we will be, that makes a difference. And each one of you for being here, and each one of you who engage with Hollywood Community Housing, you can know that you make a difference in everyone's lives. People like you heard today. So thank you for your presence and thank you for being here. Hollywood Community Housing doesn't do it alone, though. We rely on partnerships. And Sarah mentioned a bunch of our partners who helped make this happen. But an amazing partner that really fulfilled the mission, really let us be all that we can be, is the Music Youth Foundation, is the Youth Music Foundation. The fact that we were able to connect with them and find a way to bring them into this place named after Florence Mills, this place imbibing the essence of jazz which emanated from this street so many years ago. That's more than serendipity. That is more than kismet. That is the essence of what we need to do to make differences in people's lives. And the fact that they're going to give back to our community, our kids, and our buildings with free music lessons and enhance the lives, as what you heard before, makes all the difference in the world. So, without further ado, I would love to introduce a couple of people. First, a couple board members that are here. Elena Frias, who's right behind this post, I think. She's one of our newest board members. Thank you for your commitment to our board. I don't think there's any other board members, Sarah, at the moment. So that's one. And most importantly, why I'm up here is to introduce Mr. Walter Zooi, the Executive Director of the Young Music Foundation.
Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a great afternoon, and we've heard some really wonderful words and speeches here, some heartfelt stories, and we've seen an example of the deep commitment of HCHC, Councilperson Price, and all of you folks here today. So I'll keep my remarks short. But first, I did want to say that we are standing on hallowed ground. I came up playing jazz. Down the street, Charlie Parker played. Down the street, Dizzy Gillespie played. Where we're sitting right now, Florence Mills sang. This is a tremendous cultural resource, and it is our sacred duty to honor that and to move that forward to the next generation. So I really thank you for the opportunity to do that. Secondly, I want to say some brief thanks, because we would not also be here were it not for the efforts of countless people who share the passion of bringing music to folks who otherwise would not have access to music. There are so many barriers to learning to play an instrument, or just to have the experience of a music class, a music appreciation class. And unfortunately, those barriers tend to be barriers of economic differences, disparities, injustices, geographic barriers, and cultural barriers. Some folks think that music and arts are just enrichment. It's icing on the cake. But if you look at the research, music education is as essential as any other subject that a child can study in school. 1 year of music education experience in a first grader, 1 year, study after study, indicates that that child, their likelihood of greater success in later life can be directly attributed to that year of education because of the difference. It's foundational and it's necessary. And I applaud HCHC and Sarah for understanding that and knowing that this is an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem where HCHC is providing homes, housing for the body. But down here, in this very space, we are creating a home for the spirit, a home for the heart. I'd like to thank I'd like to thank some of our board of directors who are here today: Margot Thomas, Daniel Rothmuller, Stella Jong, Fred Scholder. Thank you for being here today. I'd like to thank our amazing team of volunteers, Emma and Marshall and Kathy, who made all of this possible. They donated their time to make this possible. We are so appreciative. I would like to thank Christian Stainer and Stainer Architects for creating a space. So what you see back there, we want to create a space where every resident comes in here and is inspired, where every resident who comes in here feels important and valued, that this is a place that uplifts the spirit by its very design, by its very essence. And I think that Christian was able to capture that, and I'm very grateful, and I can't wait to start construction on that. And Councilman Price, your not only lifelong dedication to uplifting the folks in your community, this community, but also your love of music and your understanding of music's importance. You spoke very eloquent on that earlier. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you, sir. And last but not least, to Mr. Keller and to Ms. Woodward, I would like to thank you very much for welcoming us into your home. We are here to serve you. We have a survey back there, and we have a survey on our website, ymf.org, for residents of the Florence Mills and Paul Williams communities. We'd like to hear what you want. We'd like to hear what kind of music you would like to learn how to play, what kind of instruments are interesting to you, what kind of classes, and we will create a program to serve your needs and your interests. So please pass it along to your community. Let them know we want to hear from you. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Liza Wallace, our teaching instructor of the YMF Harp Ensemble. Cesar Tinoco, who is our community engagement point person here at YMF. Anybody has any questions, please see Cesar. So we'll be bringing instrumental education, vocal education. Right here is going to be a music technology room and a recording control room. We're going to teach not just the historic instruments, which are so important, but the instruments and the tools of creation that are important and relevant now. And lastly, what we're going to bring here is a workforce development and training program for 11th and 12th graders and young adults to learn how to produce music, record music, how to shoot video, how to edit video, all of the foundational skills required to participate in the creative economy. And through our remarkable Music Advisory Council, which is still being formed, and many thanks to Alexa and Melody back there for helping to make that happen, we're going to provide a pathway to a job. That is our commitment. That is what we're going to work for.